Good morning and welcome to Peace Out on this chilly Saturday morning, I might add. I hope you had a good week. It's almost over. Just what? For 16 hours left, and then it'll be next week, and it's almost next month. Boy, this month has gone fast. Anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. Hope you're having a great week. I hope you're having a great month, a great year. I just hope you're having a great time serving God. Isn't that what it's all about? Is just getting to know Him more and more. I'm reading the Bible through, excuse me, I'm in Exodus and still, and but it's he's describing the tabernacle and how he wanted them to build it so that he could have a place designated to meet with them. It was all about giving God a place to meet. And you know what? We can do that in our everyday lives. We can give God a place to meet us, except it's in our heart now. We don't have to go through the veil. We don't have to go to the holy place. We don't have to go to the holiest of holies, which we could have, as little Gentiles, couldn't have gone anyway, just so you know. But God broke all of that down. And Ephesians 2 says, Jesus made peace through the cross. And now we can all meet with God anywhere, anytime, any place, all the time, every place, right? And so it was all about just giving God that space. And so this isn't at all what I was going to talk about, but just give God space in your heart today. Just determine that you're just going to meet with Him, right? Just use your heart as the altar, and you're the sacrifice, and just come before God and just go, God, I just want to meet with you today. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about who you are and how you love us and how you came for us. And so any place can be a meeting place. And matter of fact, I'm actually working on a book. I know, I'm always working on a book, right? It's called Meeting Places because God had the most unusual meeting places. We talked about it here, Jonah in the belly of the well. Why would God meet anybody there? But he did. He turned actually turned Jonah's disobedience and the repercussions of that into a place to meet him right there in the belly of the well. He met Jonah right where he was, right? The jail cell for Paul and Silas became a meeting place for God, and God shook the place, and all their chains fell off. He met the three Hebrew children in the fiery furnace. He has the funniest meeting places, doesn't he? Right? We can make those meeting places in our lives every single day in every different way, right? So, that's not anything I was going to talk about because what I was going to talk about today is in Ephesians 6. But I just encourage you today to find that meeting place, find that minute to set up that meeting place and go, God, I just want to meet you in time and pull that eternity into time, and then you step into eternity in that sense of the word, that you just say, okay, I want to just meet you, God. Let's get past time for a minute and just meet with me right here. Just tell me more about you. Show me more about you in the Word and all of those things, right? So and then somehow, and I don't even know how, it was a couple hours ago now, but somehow I ended up in Ephesians, and I was looking at the armor again of God. It was just so, that passage is just, this passage in Ephesians 6 is just so good talking about, excuse me, talking about the whole armor of God. And it's like, you talk about the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness and how all these attributes of God protect us, but it doesn't just protect us in general. There was two phrases that stood out to me as I was reading this passage this morning. And in verse 13 it says, use every piece of God's armor. This is the old New Living Translation, right? And use every piece. It didn't say leave half of it at home. Just grab the helmet. Just make sure you got the piece on your feet. Make sure you got the belt of truth. No, it says use every piece of God's armor to resist the enemy in the time of evil. And here's one of the first phrases: so that after the battle, you will still be standing firm. After the battle, so that after the battle, you are still standing firm. He didn't say, put on all of God's armor and you'll walk around in bliss. There'll never be another fight. Faith will be so easy. Trusting God will be so easy. Letting God's peace reign in your heart will be so easy. No, he says, so that after the battle, he ensures us right there that there's going to be a battle. And sometimes the biggest battle we face is figuring out how to let God's peace reign. Sometimes the biggest battle we face is figuring out how to just hide his word in our heart. Sometimes it's the little things that are the seemingly little things that become the big things, right? But it says after the battle. Now that's encouraging. And then he goes down. He talks about put on the helmet of salvation, all that. But down in verse 16, it says this. Well, first of all, he says at the end of verse 15, it says he says put on the peace of God. That's your shoes, the gospel of the peace of God, or the peace that comes from the good news, so that you will be fully prepared. And then listen to verse 16. In every battle, you will need faith as your shield to stop the fiery arrows aimed at you by Satan. In every battle, you will need faith. Okay, now let's point out the obvious here. Every is more than one. So there's not, even though in verse 13 it says after the battle. Now that could be the battle of life, the battle of faith, the battle of just believing God, the end of the battle, or it just could mean every battle, just like it does here in 16, right? In every battle you need faith. Now you might say you don't have faith, but you do have faith. Because remember, is it Romans where he says he gave every man a measure of faith? God gives us a measure of faith. And I believe he did that so that we would have the faith, if nothing else, to find him. Right? There's that deep-seated need for God in our lives. And in some instances and in some cultures and in some regions, that's turned into idolatry because we just need a God. We need something bigger than ourselves. And so some people who haven't heard about our God, our loving God, the King of Kings, the Creator, they turn it into idolatry and just find a God. They create a God if they haven't met God yet, right? Because they have that need for a God, something bigger than ourselves. And God is bigger than ourselves, right? But we need, and so that faith is just built in to find something to trust in. Well, what are you trusting in today? Are you trusting in your bank account? I'm not. Believe me. Are you trusting in others? Are you trusting in your own strength? Are you trusting in your own wisdom? I don't have much, but I have enough wisdom to know that I need to seek God for those things. And then that takes faith. But in every battle, you need faith to stop the fiery arrows aimed at you. In every battle, we need faith. Every instance where we're fighting to find God in the fiery furnace, so to speak, we need that faith. But he already gave us faith. So this indicates to me that there's going to be more than one battle. As a matter of fact, we may fight more than one battle every single day. And sometimes that battle is just to find that peace that God gave us. Sometimes the battle is just to find that faith that he gave us. Sometimes the battle is to find his strength and trade our strength for his, right? Sometimes the battle is finding a way to just rest in him, a way to wait for him. But in every battle, we've got that faith because he already gave it to us and we just exercise it. And as we exercise it, then it just begins to make us stronger, right? I mean, the more we trust him, the easier it gets, even when the circumstances get harder. Because the battles don't go away. We don't get faith and then go, oh, there's no more battle. Man, this is great. We just live in a utopia here where nothing ever goes wrong and we don't need faith anymore. No, we will always need faith for every battle because every day will have its own series of battles, right? But we have already overcome. That's where our declarations come in. I will trust you today. I will praise you today, no matter what. I will follow you today, no matter what. God gave us faith. He gave us strength. He gave us peace. He gave us the armor. He equipped us to win the day. And that may be a battle at a time. But we have got it because we've got him and he's got us. That's why we can peace out. So peace out. Know that he's already got you. He's got you covered. You're gonna win every battle through him. Have a great weekend. I'll see you bright and early Monday morning.